Wobble Wobble Wobble, this is Downtown Adrian J with the kicking sounds in London town. You're in tune with Adrian J Online. Today on Adrian J Online we're going to talk about batteries and a special bonus. Don't go away, don't move your dial. So guys, today this is like a little add-on, and hopefully you've come to this from my previous link on BMW key fobs, changing the battery, and there was a little bit on there. Now, I've been running into some problems and I wasn't sure what was happening. Some very weird things intermittently were happening, insofar as the comfort access. You're supposed to put your hand on the handle, and then it will open. And then sometimes when you put your finger on the tab to drop the roof or bring the roof up, it stops halfway through. And I wasn't sure exactly what was causing that, so I tried a trial and elimination because I'd already changed the batteries, and I took my new key fob, put another battery, the original battery, into that. Was doing the same thing. Then I put a new battery, and that kind of clicked in. Now the battery doesn't show any signs of being low, and I only just changed batteries recently. Now what I do over summer, what I'll do is I'll stand outside the car, hold the button down, so the top comes up and down, the windows come up and down. Now that uses, I'm going to assume, quite a bit more battery life, obviously. So I don't know what batteries that BMW uses, the OEM batteries, I don't know. But the batteries I got like from my shoppers, and it was like, you know, a no-name kind of brand, Energizer I think it is. Now back in the UK, if I was ever getting batteries, I'd always get these Duracells, and I think the problem is the batteries. Now Duracell, for my money, is a lot more expensive, and tend to be pretty good. So I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment. I'm going to change the batteries out, put one of the Duracells in, and then see how long that lasts for. So I know I showed you how previously, but let's why not do it again. Do fob. Press that button, take it out. You've got a little indent there, okay? There, you can get your fingernail in there. Now, if you are a child, if you're underage, get an adult to do this. You need something sharp, like a scissors. If you're driving a BMW, if you're an adult. So, get this under here. Let's give it a clip. There we go, out. Take the old battery out, then take this doofer out. Try not to touch the bottom. You're not going to damage or kill anything, but you just don't want something to kill the connection or make the connection any worse. Slip it into there. Get your other doofer. There, done. So I'm going to go and I'm going to test this on the car, just make sure it works fine, and then I'm going to see how long this lasts. What I'm going to do is, I've got a bonus for you. So let me ask you a question. How many of you guys have got GPSs out there? Yes, I know the BMW has got a GPS, but I prefer my TomTom. Because it's just so much more better. I know that there are some upgrades for the GPS on the BMW, but I'm not paying that kind of money, and I don't really want to mess around with software updates unless I really have to. So I've got a GPS, it works. Now, if you have a GPS and you stick it on the window, how many have you had fall off the windscreen? Now I've had that a couple of times. I've had that actually fall once while the car was driving in the caravan, and it actually knocked the keys, switched the keys off. How it managed to land, it knocked the keys off, so my car essentially died, and I was on the highway and I couldn't restart the car because the keys had fallen on the floor. It was very dangerous. So there are a few fixes out in TV land, in YouTube land, on how to fix it, and I've worked out a good way to do it. So stay tuned. We're going to go to the car. I'm going to show you the GPS, and I'm going to show you how to fix that if you have that problem. Don't go away. I'm going to try not to shake my camera around too much, but here we go. So my TomTom GPS, it has this doofer on the back. Now the idea is you put it up on the on there, and it sticks, but unfortunately what tends to happen sometimes when you have it up there, it will fall off. Now usually what you're told to do is to get a little bit of spit on there, so it kind of gives it a bit of a tighter seal. You see, you get those marks, so they're a bit gross. This is the problem, which when you get this new, can you see that? Okay, if I do a cross section, can you see that? Now I've done the fix, so it won't actually show, but can you see how flat that is? Now how it works, how a lot of these work, is, can you see this here? Work is it sticks on there. You turn this, can you see? It pulls this back to release it, you push it out. So what happens is you push this against a flat surface, and then what happens is when you turn this, it pulls this away from the flat surface and kind of causes a kind of suction effect. That's why it's called a suction cup. Now this is the problem. When you get these new, they look pretty much flat. Can you see? Flat. But over time this flexes. Can you imagine? This is on the, this is, I'm exaggerating, this is on the mirror, and it's doing this all the time essentially. So you stick it on flat, you're pulling it, so it's kind of bending this. So over time, instead of this being flat, this dimpled surface gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So what's happening is, can you see, so this round bit here sticks on the glass, this inside bit doesn't stick on the glass. Okay, so actually what's happening is you're pulling this. When you're turning this knob, you're pulling this, so it's causing this, that's the bit which suctions, that causes a bit of a vacuum, and this also sticks on there. Now the fix is, if you see on YouTube, some people get a lighter and they heat the plastic to let it bend. Essentially you want to get this back to a straight and this dimple to be as small as possible. You want a small as possible area here, so there's a lot of pressure on here, suction there, and this sticks to the glass and stops it. And the idea is when you're pulling it off, you pull these tabs and it kind of breaks the surface tension, if that's the right word. I'm not sure if it is, but I'll go with that. Now this is a better way to do it. First of all, take your thingy off, get a nice hot, so get a kettle, boil a kettle of water, pour it into a saucepan of some description, and then dunk this whole thing into water. Now I can't tell you about any other ones, but this one is pretty much okay to do that. So on your own suction cup, you know, use a little bit of thing. I mean, if this isn't working full stop, you're not going to make anything worse. Put it in there and leave it for a good few minutes, and when you take it out, this will be very soft and malleable, but actually what will happen is this area will go flat, and it has. I don't know why, the full scientific explanation, but it does do that. And I just didn't want to use a lighter to do that, so that is a fix. So if you've got a suction cup for a GPS or a mobile phone, it keeps falling off and you keep wetting it and doesn't thing, this bit here needs to be flat, this area needs to be small again, and put it into hot boiling water, boiling water, and leave it for a few minutes. I left it, I think, for 5 minutes, and then take it out and see if it's flat. If it's flat, if it isn't flat, put it back in again, leave it more, and if it is, then try it. And so far so good. When I've done this, it's worked. After you've done that, what you need to do is to clean the glass with these alcohol wipes, isopropyl wipes. So wipe it on it will dry off. It will take all the impurities and stuff off there and give it a nice surface to stick to. But as I said, you're gonna lick your finger, I'll put it on there so it's gonna defeat the object, but it definitely helps. So both those things help. So from yours truly, Big J and J, I hope you enjoyed this this little tutorial, and if you liked it, tell other people. If you don't, then let me know. Like and subscribe as always, and I'm out of here like a thief in the night. Peace out.
See you next time, and AG&J Online. Like